Hey there, sixth graders. Welcome to the last week of school. We've made it. We're there. And we're getting down there as far as math lessons to go. We'll have a math lesson today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. So we only have 4 left. And then Friday, we will not do a math lesson. We'll have kind of a fun last day together and we'll jump on Zoom together and stuff like that. Okay, so we're almost done, guys. Last 4 math assignments of the year, and then that is it. So today we're reviewing lesson 3. So we start off the last week of the year. Remember, that was making box and whisker plots, or box plots is the shorter name for them. And so just a reminder, when you're making box and whisker plots, here are the things you need to find, right? You need to find the median, the first quartile, the third quartile, right? And then the high and the low. Those are all the things you need to make a box and whisker plot. If there's an outlier, you should put a star there for it, right? Otherwise, that's it. You guys know how to find all those things. So remember, the first thing you need to do is put them in order. So I want you to do a practice one with me. Just grab a sheet of paper, jump in on this one with me. Remember to cross out numbers as you go, because if you forget a number, it would stink to start all the way over and be like, oh no, I left out a number. I've had students do that before, and they've wanted to tear out their hair because they got all the way done, and they realized they were forgetting a number, which it would change all your answers, right? So there we go. I know I have them all because I crossed them off. Okay, remember when you're looking for your median, then you work your way towards the middle. I'll do this fast, so we can get to your actual problems too, okay? And this one, notice we have 2 middle numbers, right? Because we have an even number of numbers. Now, if it's the same number, you'd add them up and divide by 2, but if it's the same number, we know we're going to get 10 as our median, right? And then remember, when you have 2 middle numbers, I'm glad this happened on this practice one, you should divide your list between those 2 numbers, and then look for your middle number of the lower, there it is, and your middle number of the upper, there it is, right? Okay, and so our lower quartile, or first quartile, is 9, and our quartile 3 is, whoops, I wrote the wrong number, is 14, not 12. Oops, try that again. There we go. That's correct now. Okay, now our high number is 16, our low number is 7. Would you call either of those an outlier? Nah, they're pretty close to the other numbers, right? So we don't have any outliers on this one, so we don't have to worry about drawing a star. Remember, we put a dot at all these things then, so let's put a dot at 10. Remember, a floating dot above your line, right? Not right on your line. We're going to put a dot at 9 because that was our quartile 1. Our quartile 3 was 13 or 14, excuse me. I can't get that number right today. And our low was 7, and our high was 16, right? So remember your 3 middle dots, you put a line, straight line through all of them, hopefully straighter than my line that I just drew there, and connect it into a rectangle. There's our box, and then connect a line to both your whiskers, and then you're done. So that's really what you'll be doing today. I want to do one quick one that has an odd number of numbers, because then we do something different when we find the first and third quartile, okay? So let's make a list of all the things we're going to need: the median, first quartile, third quartile, the high, the low, and then if there's any outliers, we're going to put a star by them, right? Okay, so let's find these things. First things first, we got to put this in order. I actually paused the video while I put them all in order to make this video shorter for you. So there you go. There they all are. I want you to watch me now. Notice this one's going to have 1 middle number, right? Because if it's got an odd number of numbers, I believe there's 11 if I counted right. So if I work my way to the middle, sure enough, there it is, right? So our median is 140. Now remember, when you only have 1 middle number, you ignore it when it comes time to picking the first quartile and the third quartile, right? Whereas if you have 2 middle numbers, you split them in half, right? Remember the difference there. So notice, we have a lower quartile, quartile 1, and we have a middle upper number. There it is. So quartile 1 is 130. Quartile 3 is 150. Our high, do we have an outlier on this one? 190 is kind of high. I don't know that we'd call that an outlier on this one. Our book does not. I just looked at the answer key, so there's no outlier. 190 is kind of high, but it's not that far from 170, and it's not like 800 or something way higher than everything else. So we're not going to call that an outlier. Okay, so our high is 190. Our low is 120. Okay, and so let's put a dot at all those spots. So median 140. So I put a hovering dot there, right? Quartile 1, 130. Quartile 3, 150, right? And my high is 190. That's over here. My low is 120. So our 3 middle dots, right? Our median and our first and third quartile. We put a straight line through and we connect our box. We connect our 2 whiskers. And there we are. All right, we're going to do the first 2 of your assignment together. So join with me on these. I want to see that you did the work on your sheet. So I want you to put these numbers in order with me, and I should see you doing all that work, right? Somewhere on your sheet, just make a little list of all the things we need to make our box and whisker chart, right? Median, quartile 1, quartile 3, the high, and the low. All right, let's get all these things. Give yourself a spot to do all those. And Let's put them in order, maybe right above the problem up here. So we got 15. Cross them out and put them with me. 15, 17. If I go too fast, pause the video for a second. 19, 20, 22, 23. Whoops, there we go. And 26. All right, we got them all. So let's work our way towards the middle and get our median, right? So I'm going to work my way in with dots. And I find that I've got one middle number. So my median for number 1 is 20. Awesome. Okay, my lower quartile, it's this middle lower number, right? Remember, when there's one middle number, we ignore it. So looking at the bottom numbers that are left, there's 17 in the middle right there, right? Our middle upper number is 23. Our high, do we have an outlier, by the way? I should have put that in my list too. We don't, right? 15, the low number, is pretty similar, and 26, the high. So our high is 26, our low is 15. No outlier on this one. So let's put our dots. Our median should be at 20. There it is. Quartile 1 should be at 17. There it is. Quartile 3 should be at 23. There it is. Our high is 26. There it is. And our low is 15. So let's take our 3 middle dots, our first quartile, our median, and our third quartile, and put little lines above it that we can connect into our box. And we'll add our 2 whiskers, and we are done. All right, let's do number 2. Same thing. Okay, give yourself a little list. Median, quartile 1, quartile 3, high, and low. Those are the numbers we need to make a box chart. Let's remember to ask ourselves this question. Are there any outliers? And if so, we'll put a star. All right, let's put the numbers in order. Find a spot where you can do that. I'm going to do it right below here. Join with me. 51, 54. So I should see this on your paper, so I know you did the work right along with me, please. Okay, 58, 61, 66, 66, and 68. All right, there they are. All right, let's find our median, our middle number, or 2 middle numbers. And notice this one's got 1 middle number, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, good. I'm just making sure we got all our numbers. So our median is definitely 61. So remember, when there's 1 middle number, we ignore it instead of splitting it in half like we do when there's 2, right? And our middle lower number is 54, right? Quartile 1. Our quartile 3 then, our middle upper number is 66. Do we have any outliers, by the way? None, so I can just cancel that out. Our high number is 68, our low number is 51, right? All right, let's make our box and whisker plot. So let's put a dot at 61, right there, right? A dot at 54 for our first quartile, a dot at 66 for our third quartile, and a dot at 68 for our last quartile, our high number, and a dot at 51 for our low number. Let's put 3 straight lines through our 3 middle dots for our first quartile, median, and third quartile. We'll connect those into a nice straight box, and we'll connect our whiskers at the end. So there's the first 2 already done for you. Notice these don't take all that long, and you don't have too many problems today. I should always see, though, that you put your list in order. I should see your answers you use to find your pieces of your box and whisker chart, right? And then I should see your boxes with your dots in the right spot. Make those nice and neat. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to contact me, but I think it's going to go really well today, guys. Enjoy making your box and whisker plots. There are not many math assignments left this year. Keep it up, guys.